Greetings, vinyl community. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I hope everyone had a great Record Store Day weekend. Whether you indulged in the releases or whether you just listened to music at home. Because you know what? You could call that Record Store Day too for you. It's either or both. But I hope everyone had a good weekend regardless. I want to say thank you really quickly to everyone who saw my belated Record Store Day video. I really do appreciate that, and the voice is doing better, so thank you. Not that you asked. This will be the last video until our record fair locally, which is fastly approaching in about 10 days' time. It only happens twice a year in my city, in spring and fall. This is the spring one, obviously. I guess depending when you're watching this, but it's the spring one right now. So like I said, I always do a recap video of the record fair. I hope to get some more footage, or better footage than last time at the record fair. And like I said, a lot of people ask me, you know, going into a record fair, what are you looking for? And after way too many years of doing record fairs, I find it really helpful not to go in with a list of X, Y, and Z that you're looking for. Because inevitably you'll walk away disappointed if you don't find X, Y, and Z. I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of times I personally don't know I want a record until I'm holding it in my hands. Because sometimes you'll find things that transcend your list. Because it's things you think you'll never find. So it's kind of better not to sound too new age or hippie, but it's almost better to wait until you're holding something and have it speak to you. And that does sound dreadfully new age, but you guys get what I'm saying. So I get asked that a lot. So I don't know what I'll have to show you. I have no direction that I'm going in. I'm a vendor as well as a buyer. So I guess what I have to show you, we'll find out together, which will be my next video coming up for our record fair. Whew, that's a mouthful. Let's start this video off. Cheers, everyone. All right, this is what I got to show you today. This is man, this is a good one. I had some incredible finds. Not volume-wise per se, but I guess quality-wise. And I guess if you hate these bands, then the finds are horrible. But to me, they're pretty great. I got a couple new records to show you. Then I got a VCLT to show you at the end from Mark Michaels from Holland, which came in the mail about an hour ago. So I haven't actually properly bagged them all or examined them extensively. But I look forward to showing them to you. This is me showing you those records at the end of this video. Let's get to new vinyl first, because then I want to get to some of the great finds I've had since my last vinyl finds video. New records. Going into Record Store Day, a lot of stores here locally, which this hasn't really happened before to my knowledge, they had half price sales off of the previous year's Record Store Day titles. And then they had a bunch of stuff that just randomly showed up at half price, and this is one of them. I have the 12-inch for this, but I've never seen this locally, and I got this for $7. Is the Smiths Queen is Dead picture disc. Just randomly showed up at this store that I've been to 100 times since this came out. And I don't know if they just dug this out from behind the counter or what, but this showed up at half price. And I've always wanted the 7-inch because it has a really good edit of The Queen is Dead. I don't know if I told you that's what it is. But if you recall, like, was it last year or the year before? This just randomly showed up at stores. There was no advance notice. It's just, boom, Smiths have a single out. Just out of the blue, and it was The Queen is Dead. And it has, like I said, it's a really good edited version. Good for DJing, I guess. So, yeah, I was really happy to get that. So I got the 12-inch and the 7-inch for The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. All right, this one was just recently released, and it kind of got lost in the shuffle of all the Record Store Day titles coming out, so maybe not a lot of people know about it. I'll take it out of its backing card. You have to excuse me. This is the cold that won't end. This is like the worst stretch of colds and flus I've had in my life. I think I'm just getting old. This is like day 14, if you're keeping score at home, of this dreadful cold that started off with a few people at work, and now I work in quite a big place, and hundreds of people have this damn cold now. I'm in day 14. kind of want to kill myself, but I won't, because there's more records to be had. Like this one, Stormtroopers of Death, or SOD. They released this picture disc just kind of under the radar, and not a lot of people know about it. This is for the song F the Middle East, which you have to put in context of the time. And if you don't know the band, and if you don't know the humor behind the band, that can sound quite offensive in 2019. But it's SOD was kind of a, although very, very influential band, they were kind of based on the premise of humor. So SOD, and if you don't know SOD, this is Sergeant D, by the way, the character that is kind of like their mascot, like Eddie is to Iron Maiden. Sergeant D is to SOD. SOD is Scott Ian and Charlie Benante of Anthrax, and they recorded this just after they had done their Spreading the Disease album, with Danny Lilker from Nuclear Assault on bass and Billy Milano on vocals. And they did the Speak English or Die album. What was it, 85, I want to say? I could be wrong. But it kind of revolutionized crossover, thrash music, etc., etc., etc. And I am a die-hard fan and collector of SOD. And just, like I said, this just popped up on a pre-order and seemed to have gone under the wire. But picture disc of F the Middle East by SOD. Sorry, I'm gonna put this back properly. All right, by the way, all those Amazon boxes you get in the mail that you throw away, cut them up and make backing cards for 10-inch singles. Here's my Martha Stewart moment for you. How to recycle Amazon boxes. I'm well pleased with myself on that one. All right, I think this is the only other new album I got. And I got this a couple weeks ago, but I haven't done a Vinyl Finds video in a while. I noticed this was going out of print. Once again, this label really's got to man up and start paying me some money for talking about them so much, or at least send me some of the releases. It was a Music on Vinyl release a couple years ago, and I just never picked it up. But it kind of closes the circle of my collection for the band Ministry up until a certain point. But I got this. A local store had this, and they've been sitting on it. No one bought it, and I've been looking at it and looking at it. It's not my favorite Ministry album, but it kind of ends a period for me for the band Ministry from their album Twitch to this album. Anything after that's kind of a bit spotty. Some's good, some bad. But anyways, how about I get right to this? Dark Side of the Spoon. When did this come out? In 1999. I remember I did when I was managing a record store, I did a record release party for this album, Dark Side of the Spoon. And Warner Music at the time, they kind of wanted to put some money behind this release, because they had a big album with Psalm 69. That's the album that had Jesus Built My Hot Rod and all that. Then the album after that, Filth Pig, kind of did okay. Not great, but not bad. I think they wanted to kind of spend their money. They wanted to spend their way into a hit, so they gave us all this not really money, but a budget to rent a club out for the night and give us tons of promo material to give away, and we heavily advertised it. And we had this record release party on I can't remember what day of the week it was. It was a good night. It was like a Friday night for Dark Side of the Spoon, and a friend of mine DJ'd it to premiere this new album, and no one showed up. Well, I mean, I was there. My girlfriend at the time was there, and a few of my employees were there, and there was, there was some people there. It wasn't like it was empty, but really, it wasn't the party we thought it would be. And at that point, we kind of all realized, I think Ministry has jumped the shark slightly. But anyways, with this album, Dark Side of the Spoon, there's some good stuff on it, but not their strongest. This has the song Bad Blood, and that redeems the whole album for me, because I think that's one of their best songs. So Music on Vinyl issue, by the way, I was talking about the music label. Music on Vinyl is the label that puts the Ministry reissues out. Incredibly good quality pressing of Dark Side of the Spoon by Ministry. Yeah, I have 1,000 stories like this of for every good thing that went well in retail in the music world. We had something like a release party that no one showed up to. Oh well, at least I wasn't footing the bill. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna get to a couple. These are the two incredible finds I've had since I've seen you last, and I'm just absolutely stoked to share this with you, I guess. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, but not just any pressing, not just some Atlantic pressing. It is a UK first pressing, matrix number A2B2 for those matrix nerds out there. Really nice condition copy. Like I said, on the Pink Island Records label. Gatefold sleeve. I think we all know what the gate. Well, I guess we all don't know what the gatefold sleeve looks like. How about I show it to you? Maybe, like I said, one of the best finds I've had. It's not like it's Pink Floyd first pressing, Saucer Full of Secrets, but it's up there, anyways. Original gatefold sleeve. There you go. UK pressing. Just an amazing find for me. So that's one of the things I was talking about. That I just think it's absolutely amazing. I found this in northern, western, sort of whatever, where I am in Canada. Absolutely stoked to have found this. One of my favorite albums of the time. In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. As I fumble this around here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that find. And then I had this. Beatles Revolver. Not just any one. Not an original pressing, don't get me wrong, but it's a glossy sleeve, as you can tell. It's got the fold-over tab sleeve. And it's a UK pressing, obviously, you can tell. But it's a double box EMI logo, which dates to about 1970, 1971. So it's a very early pressing of the Beatles Revolver in really nice condition. So that makes it about 48, as I reach for the outer cover, so I'm not dropping coffee on it. 48-year-old Beatles record in really nice condition copy. I mean, I find Beatles records somewhat regularly, but they're all beat to shit. But this incredible find for me, one of my favorite Beatles albums, Revolver. Just an amazing find with this and the King Crimson. And I'm going to have to double pose for this for a screen cap. There you go. So those are my two just incredibly good finds. First pressing King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, and a very early UK pressing of Revolver by some band. I don't know, the Beatles or something like that. All right, I got some more finds to show you. What am I going to start with here? Let's find this. This was from another local record store that had put some boxes of records out on Record Store Day. This was $1.99. And I guess it's because of the coverware, but it's an original UK pressing as well in the glossy sleeve of Slade. Slade. And I say this once, and I'll say this again. I don't give a shit about the cover. I don't play the cover. It's nice to have a good cover, but if I don't have one, it doesn't matter to me. But love me some Slade, and this was $1.99, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that, but I was really, really happy to find a nice UK pressing of Slade. First time. Let me see. We're going to thrift store finds now. See, we had thrift store finds, and then I deviated into a $1.99 record store find. Now we're back into thrift store finds. Not that you care to know that. First time I've ever found a record by this guy in the wild, in thrift store land. Weird Al Yankovic in 3D. Man, I had this when I was a kid, and I played this to death. As well as his album after this, Dare to Be Stupid, which I actually prefer to this one. But first time. And I'm amazed at how collectible Weird Al vinyl is nowadays. I guess he just announced 2 shows in my city he's doing with an orchestra. 2 shows. So he must be doing well for himself. But if you don't know, this has Eat It. What was the other single? I Lost on Jeopardy. Those were the 2 I remember the most. But anyways, Weird Al Yankovic in 3D. First time I've ever found a Weird Al album in the wild. Let's go with this one. I find this one every now and again, and unless you like this kind of music, it won't mean anything to you. But there's a really huge demand for this album. So if you see in the wild, and you do things like kind of trade, you do traders, or you sell vinyl, pick this up because people will pay not a lot, but a decent amount of money for Soul to Soul original pressing of their first album called Keep On Moving. Keep On Moving, I guess, was the big single off this one. I guess you don't need me talking about this one. But I think this is maybe the second time I've found this one in the wild. And I always have people kind of frothing at the mouth to get this off me. So very nice find for that one. Same as this one. Never underestimate the early albums. Well, what even better is their middle albums. But don't underestimate original pressings on vinyl by the Pet Shop Boys. You think it's a $5 record. Maybe it is in your area, but I find that people are always in demand looking for Pet Shop Boys albums. Their middle period more so are in demand. Like the, I'm trying to think, Behavior, Very, those kind of albums. But this was their first album called Please with West End Girls, and etc., etc., etc. But yeah, there's always people looking for Soul to Soul and Pet Shop Boys albums. So those were nice finds. I'm sure I can pass those along or sell those for things I don't have. I've talked about this band before, and I don't think I'm going to have any converts. So I'm just going to... I pick them up when I find them because, once again, they have they still to this day have such a big, I guess, following in my country is the Monks. First album called Bad Habits, featuring the hit song Drugs in My Pocket. I don't know, I think I've talked about the Monks a lot, maybe a little bit too much, but yeah, I should do a whole video on the Monks. I think I've threatened that before, but one of my favorite bands who did 2 albums, and I can talk about them another time. But Bad Habits by the Monks, one of my personal favorite Desert Island albums. On that one, I'll find a good home for that. And we're going to end on this one for Thrift Store vinyl. Then I'm going to go into my VCLT, which is equally as exciting, so don't turn off this video just yet. I don't know why I picked this one up, because it's just an original UK pressing. I do like the Shadows, but it's Cliff Richard and the Shadows, 32 minutes and 17 seconds with Cliff Richard and the Shadows. I don't really ever find, it's very rare I find UK pressings of the Shadows or Cliff Richard albums that are in good condition. But Columbia Green Label. What is this, I want to say 1962. I can't remember now. Nothing that exciting, but you know, it's decent of its time. I gotta say, Cliff Richards and the Shadows, they've weathered better than a lot of people think they have. A lot of their music is predicated on kind of covers of American hits, I guess. But the early Cliff Richard albums are pretty, or especially Shadows albums, are pretty damn good listens. I don't think they don't really have the audience here that they have over in the UK. I think there's more reverence for them over there. But you know what? Don't discount them. Original mono pressing of Cliff Richard and the Shadows. 32 minutes and 17 seconds. All right, let's get to this VCLT from Mark Michaels. Thank you very much. I do have a shipment coming for to you, Mark. I have a box right over there. I'm just finding a few things in my collection to throw in there for you. And it's going to be a box, so it's going to cost me a lot of money. So just hang tight. Hang tight, buddy. It's coming to you. He's been generous enough to send me singles that I can't get here. He finds them in his area, and he's nice enough to send them to me. And like I said, I just got this an hour ago. This is the one that was on top, and that just shocked me the most, was Aphrodite's Child, Break / Babylon on the B-side. And it is a Vertigo Swirl. Really nice one. Thank you, Mark. That was, and I don't remember if you told me this was coming, but that was the biggest shock in the box that you sent me. Thank you so much for that. I really, really do appreciate that one. Some U2 singles I didn't have. What do I got here? Angel of Harlem. I'm going to guess this is a European pressing, obviously, from Holland. But Angel of Harlem. The Unforgettable Fire, one of my favorite U2 songs. And Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses? I definitely do not have that one, so thank you very much for that one. I do appreciate that. As always, Mark is very generous in sending me golden earring singles. I'm going to talk about them because I like golden earring. Maybe I'll skip past this part, but I always talk about golden earring. He sent me a copy of Quiet Eyes. This single came out in, I think, 4 different covers, one featuring everyone's face. And this photograph was taken by Anton Corbijn, the filmmaker, video director. But for the single Quiet Eyes, which is one of the last ones I need for this Legacy box, which I'll be doing a video of this for this year. This is one of my favorite songs, and when I get to that box, I'll tell you why. But Golden Earring, Quiet Eyes. And Turn the World Around by Golden Earring. Another one I'm really happy to have. Thank you so much for that. And then he sent me Orange Juice, the Scottish band. Rip It Up. I can't offer comment on this one because I haven't heard this song in so many years. But I'm really happy to have that one. Thank you. And a single by Japan, Adolescent Sex on Hanser Records. Ta-da! There you go. That's the VCLT from Mark Michaels. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I never expect these kind of things, so when they do happen, I feel not worthy. But I thank you, and I always try to reciprocate where I can. So stay tuned for that, Mark. It's coming your way. So before I start hacking and coughing and sneezing and blowing my nose in front of the camera, we're going to end this video. Thank you once again. Next video will be a recap of our spring record fair and whatever stuff I find from that record fair. So from David Michael, that's I, aka Nazz Nomad, to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it very, very much. Take care. I'll see you next time. Peace.